America NA.
Hey, welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. I want to thank everybody for joining us on this Monday. What a Monday it is. Man, did we get some nice rain over the weekend. Man, were you guys happy with it?
So I think everybody was happy to get rain. There will be some who say, I got a little excessive in my neighborhood, but we all got rain. So careful what you wish for.
Yeah, Northern Valley picked up quite a bit. In fact, if you check our Facebook Weather and Ag in Focus Facebook page, put up a map there from NDAWN to kind of map out where the heaviest rain fell. And boy, the Northern Valley up around Pembina County picked up 5 to 7 inches. There we go. 5 to 7 inches of rain. And, all in all, it was a good soaking rain. We thought, we got our 1 to 3, which we thought we would. And, yeah, there's a little flooding in the Northern Valley, but overall, I think this is a good soaker. And now, are we good for a while, Bridgette, or over the next 2 weeks? What would you say we're looking for?
I want to leave that map up if we could for just a minute, because if you look, the Northern Valley got hit, but let's also look at some of that area down in the south central part of the state. I'm actually on my way down there now. We're looking at areas that are anywhere from 5 to 8 inches of rainfall over the last weekend. So it's been tremendous. Now, you said, what does everybody want for the next couple of weeks? Well, we don't want it to turn really hot, right? We want it to continue to be moderate temperatures as this rain either soaks in, runs off, etc. We can expect that we'll see rivers going up again. I think as long as you didn't get a hard pounding rain, your crop didn't get damaged by it. But there are no doubt there are some places that they kind of took it in the short, so to speak, with wind or hail or anything like that. Now, I also look at areas as you go further to the west out of the Red River Valley with rolling topography. They've got a chance to fill up some potholes, some streams, some stock dams for pastures. So we can say that this was not an awesome rain everywhere, but we do know that we've got to look at a lot of the benefits, and that's going to be helpful. We don't know when our next rain might be.
Right, and it looks like we do have a little rain on the way this week, but through the end of the week, probably up to a half inch. Most. Some areas could get a little bit more than that, but no hard poundings this week of rain. We're just going to look at that kind of a gentler rain and nothing too excessive, so that's good news right there. And then no hot weather this week. I mean, upper 70s, low 80s across the board. I think we can all kind of handle that. And even taking a look into next week, it looks one hot day on the 3rd of July before a cold front snips that off and we get back to more seasonal temps. So, hey, at least
when you say the 3rd, does that mean we're all going to be wearing sweatshirts on the 4th? I mean, Justin,
no.
Maybe he doesn't need quite the SPF 120 sunscreen on that day.
No, I think and again, timing on that could change. Yeah, timing on that could change, but we'll see. It shouldn't be too bad. But hey, at least we're not that blast furnace heat that they have in Texas. Boy, oh boy. I can only imagine what the crops, how they're suffering down there. I mean, it's just torrid heat down there.
We had that last week. I mean, I hate to be whiny, but we did hit 98, 99 with a 30-mile-an-hour wind. It's a bit of a blowtorch here too, guys.
Yeah. But theirs is weeks on end. I mean, they're hardly getting any relief whatsoever, I should say. But
that's true.
So, Justin, how much rain did you get up in your neck of the woods there?
I haven't checked my station, but I haven't checked the entire duration, but I had 2.66 at my house as of Saturday night. I know we got a little bit more yesterday, but upper 2 inches.
Good deal. And that was pretty much across the area. I know some of our listeners emailed in with, it was about anywhere between 2 and about 2 3/4 inches of rain over the 3-day period. So all in all, not too bad. And like I said, we have some decent weather, maybe a shot of an isolated storm late this afternoon into the evening that favors basically the Northern Valley. And after that, our next best chance of rain comes Tuesday night into early Wednesday, where we have a better chance. That's where we could get up to that half inch of rain. But other than that, just isolated for the rest of the week. So pretty much quieter week. We even had our first severe weather outbreak on Saturday too. We had around Monoman, had a funnel reported, did a little damage there, and luckily nothing too severe in terms of any injuries or anything like that. But our first real severe weather outbreak of the season kind of waited a little long this year, but we'll probably see a few more of those coming here before the season is done, obviously. But overall, in the short term, we're looking at some pretty quieter weather.
Yeah, my buddy was out chasing on Saturday. He chased 7 tornadoes over between Ada and Monoman.
Okay.
And I think there was, I think there was like 9 to 14 confirmed tornadoes out of those storms. All fairly pretty weak and insignificant, but even insignificant tornadoes can still do damage.
Mm-hmm. And we're still waiting on the Weather Service. They're out there doing surveys on it, on damage and strength and exactly how many. And they should be back with some of those results today. That's what they're saying. So hopefully we can get a confirmation.
I'd imagine most of those are EF0.
Yeah,
maybe EF1.
Yeah.
Let's also give a shout out to those who have our WDAY rain gauges from Productive Alternatives in Fergus Falls, Minnesota. And Steve, you do a fantastic job. He always sends us what's going on in his rain gauge, even if it's dead flies. That's okay. We got those out of the gauge this week. So just keep sending us that information because, again, it goes to the National Weather Service. We get to report it here. So please let us know what's in your WDAY rain gauges. We appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And we're still giving one of those rain gauges away if you want a chance to win it. All you got to do is guess what our yield is going to be on our Facebook for the Here We Grow project that we're doing. If you can guess closest to what our average yield is per acre, you could win yourself one of those rain gauges when it comes harvest time. And that post is on our Facebook channel, just Weather and Ag in Focus. It's featured. It's pinned right at the top of the page. Just drop your comment right in there.
Well, one shout out as well to another listener, and I got to get to my email for the answer. Okay, so we had a listener, Corey. He went ahead and watched our Here We Grow episode about the diversion road that got built through our field. So if you haven't seen this yet, go to YouTube, WDAY, Here We Grow. You're going to see the latest episode that Justin and I are in that was posted on Friday. And he had some additional questions about easements, the diversion work, potential reimbursement to Farmer Jim, to ourselves as renters. And so those are great questions that Justin is going to kind of line up with our Farmer Jim, and we're going to get some of those answered. So Corey, I'll respond back to your email, but then also look forward to this week's episode of Here We Grow. Hopefully we can get all these on track for you. That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be sitting down speaking with Jim at some point throughout this week and see what the heck's actually going on here and what we knew, what we didn't know, and what he didn't know. So we'll get all that, and that'll be this upcoming week's video. And we, if we figure out exactly what's going on with that or that road, and if it's going to stick around through the entire summer and harvest, and hopefully they can tear that road out, or maybe we'll just go in there and tear it out before harvest, and they can put it back in later.
We tried to move the timbers. It's not that easy.
Well, the timbers were the easy part. The 600-pound pipes were another story. Hey, phone number to the program if you want to join in on this conversation, ask some questions, 701-293-9000. That's the Red Wing Shoes phone line. Again, 701-293-9000, or you can always utilize our email inbox. That's weather@flagfamily.com or ag@flagfamily.com as well. And we are live streaming each and every single day on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and as well as Acres TV.
And I'd be curious.
A lot of good things.
Yeah, I'd be curious to find out in terms of how is that if the owners of the land did not know that there's going to be a little diversion road put in there. I mean, they can just come and do that without any notification at all. And do they get reimbursed? Do we get reimbursed at all for loss of?
Well, the landowner would have likely had known, because even if they didn't know, I think you still have to be provided a notice of eminent domain if they're going to take your land. So he had to have known. It's just, did he tell Jim?
Yeah. And Jim maybe did know, and we didn't quite have all the details because when Justin and I got there and we said, I think there was going to be something going on, but this is quite the project. Now, additionally, when it comes to those easements and so forth, you're right. As the subletters, we probably don't get quite to that detail of information. On a positive note for our field, Jim replies, 2.7 inches of rain on our field, you guys.
That's beautiful.
That's quite the rainfall.
No standing water.
He did not say whether there was standing water or not. There are a couple low spots. There may be some standing water, but now we have a road to get around in our field if we had to, so we'd probably be able to get past those.
I think our field's going to be just fine, and our beans are going to take off.
Yeah, and they
were a little small, but they were doing good last week.
And for loss of crop, there would actually be reimbursement and so forth that would be worked out with landowner, Farmer Jim, our management, et cetera. So they'll get that taken care of. But it is important to note, though, that sometimes things like this happen and you're not always sure what's going on. Well, this was sort of a little surprise for Justin and I.
Well, we'll find out later this week. I believe tomorrow. Are we going out tomorrow to Mike? Are we going out? Michael, are we going out tomorrow to film? I think we are going out tomorrow. Tomorrow or Wednesday, one or the other.
I don't know if anyone. Did you contact Jim?
Oh,
you two are in charge, you guys. I'm gone this week, so you two are in charge of getting this stuff done.
Justin. Well, Bridgette will figure. That's right. She's leaving later this week. We're going to miss her. Oh, we lost. Did we lose audio? I think we lost both their audios. So what we'll do, we are going to take a break right now. When we get back, we will have a special guest as well, and we'll try and correct the audio issues. All that coming up here in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Generous Jerry, keep booming, booming, booming. People line up for miles. Generous Jerry, keep blazing, blazing, blazing. They all come to shop through his aisles. Your fireworks will be blazing, and you sure will be a-gazing. Be sure to shop Generous Jerry's today. Generous Jerry's, a fireworks visionary. Come and get your fireworks today.
Generous Jerry's Fireworks. Find them in Jamestown, Devil's Lake, Park River, Wapaton. 2 locations in Fargo and 2 in Grand Forks. Bemidji and Park Rapids in Minnesota. Pick up your coupons at the door. Military get an extra 10% off. Go to generousjerrys.com for more info.
Your fireworks will be blazing, and you sure will be a-gazing. Be sure to shop Generous Jerry's today. Generous Jerry's, a fireworks visionary. Come and get your fireworks today.
What do eyewear and weather have in common? Join us for the Aspire Optical Eye on the Sky weekly weather forecast to find out. Each Tuesday morning, Dean Wysocki, Justin Storm, and myself, Ashley Freeborn, owner of Aspire Optical, will bring you the 7-day forecast.
You never know where we'll be or how it will be presented, but we promise to bring you the most accurate forecast this side of the Red River.
And learn how you can save big on eyewear from Aspire Optical.
Watch the Aspire Optical Eye on the Sky weekly weather forecast on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages.
Trust us, this is weather and eyewear like you've never seen.
Attention homeowners, if you experience flood or water damage in your home, don't wait another minute. Contact Rainbow International of Fargo now for immediate water damage restoration services. They understand the urgency of the situation and are here to help 24/7. Whether it's water damage, fire, or mold, their highly trained technicians will quickly assess the damage and work tirelessly to restore your home. Call Rainbow International today at 701-412-4776.
On the next Coffee Club with Janae and Ronnie.
We feature another amazing nonprofit thanks to Luther Family Ford. This week, we're talking to Youth for Christ. And Tony Gehrig, he'll have the recap of the Fargo City Commission meeting.
Plus, we'll have checks on the weather, great harvest bread trivia, did you knows, and much more, all on a Tuesday. Keep it here.
The Coffee Club, weekdays 8:30 to 11 on AM 970 and 93.1 FM WDAY.
Here we grow. In case you haven't heard, we're planting a 20-acre field of soybeans. Hi, I'm Ag Director Bridgette Readel, along with Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki and Meteorologist Justin Storm here at WDAY. We'll be updating you weekly on our 20-acre field of soybeans. At the end of the summer, our profits will be donated to the Great Plains Food Bank. Follow along with interviews, videos, and more at WDAYradionow.com.
Jay, you're a car guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
When your car breaks down, you want a towing company you can trust, right?
Absolutely, Kelsey. I want a local company that's experienced, provides fast, reliable service no matter the situation, and available 24/7.
Exactly. I'm Kelsey Lomstall, owner of Aggressive Towing and Recovery, family owned with 15 years of experience. A name you can trust. You may not need us right now, but when you do, there's only one name you need to know: Aggressive Towing and Recovery. Online at aggressivetow.com.
It's about tradition, values, and family ties. Pucklet Chevrolet GMC's tradition of giving back to our community remains a priority, and that's why we've partnered with many local nonprofit organizations and events. And our tradition of giving this community a fair and honest offer continues. Right now, you can save over $6,000 on select new Chevy Silverado 1500s. We're Pucklet Chevrolet GMC in Valley City. Tradition, values, and family ties.
See dealer for details.
And hello to you from WDAY Weather and Ag in Focus. I'm Bridgette Readel, Ag Director, along with Meteorologist Justin Storm, Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki, and we think we got everybody's audio back.
Dean, can you hear Bridgette? I can't hear her.
Oh, come on. Don't be playing good. No, I can hear her fine, man. Don't do that, man. Jeez, killing me.
Man, I just gave our producers another heart attack.
Right?
And we are going to be playing this game all week long because I'm on the road. You're only going to see me part of the week because so my hometown is having its 125th celebration, and one of my brothers is part of the committee for the wagon train. And so one of us is going to be doing her best not to die on a wagon train, and God knows what other chaos and whatnot will happen while I'm there. So
it's not a golf cart, so you're probably good.
Yeah, I actually have told you that story. Never mind. Okay, so we're good. And someone who could keep an eye on all of these things for us, well, she's our guest today, and that would be Anissa Hoffman. Anissa is with North Dakota State College of Science in Wahpeton. Hello, how are you?
I am good. Thank you very much for having me.
This is going to be excellent. So, Anissa, you've got a history of working in education in North Dakota. Want to tell us where you were and what you do now?
Sure. So I started working at NDSU back in 1998, I believe it was. I worked in ag education there for 7 years. I took a little bit of time and went to New Mexico State for a year and decided that, wow, do I sure miss the North, which is kind of a funny thing. I miss the seasons.
It's hot.
So
it's really hot down there.
Oh, yeah, very crazy. So now I've been at Wahpeton in the SCS for the last 17 years, going to start number 18 here.
Wow. All right. So tell us about what you're doing down there at NDSCS and about your department.
Well, I work in the agriculture department, as you know, and we've had a good time of having Bridgette come and speak with our students from time to time. We have a program that has several different options in agriculture, and I'm fortunate to work with a really good team. Craig Zimprick, who is our department chair, Chandra Langseth, one of our instructors, or Oybek Tarayev, and myself. We teach the college kids. And then we have our adult farm management team, which is made up of 2 individuals, one out of Fargo, one right in our office area there in Wahpeton, and that's Michael Raddick. And up in Fargo, we have Kelsey Hoffman.
So let's talk a little bit about the programs. When you say agriculture, it's not just all one thing. What are some of the diversity and disciplines that you have students in right now in school?
We have several options for students. Currently, we have 3 what we call Associate of Applied Science degrees. 1 in agriculture, 1 in precision agronomy, and 1 in precision technology for technicians. In our agriculture area, we also have our animal science, our farm management, our ranch management programs. So we offer quite a bit for students.
And it's pretty hands-on because for your folks that are in precision, agronomy, et cetera, they're literally doing some work on their own as part of their program. Would that be correct?
Yes, I would say so. We have our goal is hands-on as possible. Of course, it's difficult. You don't have every day where you're outside, or you have the ability to bring in these great labs to every single class every day, but we try to do as much what we call applied learning as possible. We're very fortunate to have a 90-acre field that we grow right now, corn and soybeans and alfalfa. And it's very much a part of the instruction that we do in class. And then we hope that students take some of their classroom learning to their summer internship. All of our students are required to do an internship.
So when you think about the fields that you're working in, what are some of the skills what are students actually doing that's hands-on? And then I heard a wow from Justin, so I feel like he might be asking about internships next.
Sure. I guess I would say, as far as our field is concerned, many of our lab activities, we're out there in our soils labs weekly to do very different soil testing, different understanding of how soils work. Chandra has her precision class out there quite often, again, collecting data, using data in order to make some agronomic type decisions. I'm betting kind of some of the things you guys are working on your field that you have. We use the economics from our field. We try to do a lot of things so that students can apply the knowledge that we're pulling in.
So why are we farming? Why don't we have your students farming for us?
Because you're having so much fun with it.
All right, exactly.
I think we just need to open up an internship.
We do. That would help. That would help. Then we could have extra help and maybe increase our yield. Always thinking, Justin. Anissa,
Yes.
what approximately is your graduate placement rate?
If you go and look at our information, we have what they call a 100% rate, which is kind of interesting. Many of our students are going right back to the farm. And so obviously they have some placement, and we have more than enough job availability for our students in precision and agronomy and animal science than we could possibly fill. So our placement rate is technically 100%. And then some of those students also choose to go on to transfer to a four-year institution.
Wow. So would you say that you think that the required internships for the programs is helping in that placement because they kind of get an idea of, hey, I really like doing this, or I didn't like that? Because some schools, obviously the internships are available, but they're not required for every single person to take to graduate. Would you say that that's probably one of the big things that allows your students an edge over other competitors or other schools?
I think as far as internship opportunities, it is a major component of our program, and I think one of the biggest benefits to our program. Students often find out, like you say, what they like and what they really don't think they're going to want to do for a career. And they also, in many cases, are hired by the time they finish their internship. So there's quite a bit that they gain from that internship. And we do as well, because we get feedback from those locations, and they tell us things that they think are important that students come with. And they also tell us some things that don't work. And we take that information and try to make improvements where it's possible.
Cool. Well, if anyone listening wants to join in on the conversation, ask some questions, you can always email them to us, weather.or.ag@flagfamily.com. We've been getting several emails about this, and we got your questions written down, and we'll get those asked. Or you can pick up the phone, give us a call, and ask yourself. 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing Shoes phone line. And we'll be right back with Anissa Hoffman of the North Dakota State College of Science Ag Programs. And again, we'll be doing that and all of your questions when we come back.
I can't wait for what's next, even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, apixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist-prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Ooma?
Yep, switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
Generous, generous Jerry. Keep booming, booming, booming. People line up for miles. Generous, generous Jerry. Keep blazing, blazing, blazing. They all come to shop through his aisles. Your fireworks will be blazing, and you sure will be a-gazing. Be sure to shop Generous, generous Jerry's today. Generous, generous Jerry. A fireworks visionary. Come and get your fireworks today.
Generous Jerry's Fireworks. Find them in Jamestown, Devil's Lake, Park River, Wahpeton. 2 locations in Fargo and 2 in Grand Forks. Bemidji and Park Rapids in Minnesota. Pick up your coupons at the door. Military get an extra 10% off. Go to generousjerrys.com for more info.
Your fireworks will be blazing, and you sure will be a-gazing. Be sure to shop Generous, generous Jerry's today. Generous, generous Jerry, a fireworks visionary. Come and get your fireworks today.
Jay Stinman here, inviting you to join Big Game James and myself for a North Dakota Sweet Crude patio party at the Fargo Billiards and Gastropub. Fargo Billiards has one of the best patios in the FM area with sand volleyball courts, outdoor bar, and tons of seating. We will be there on Tuesday, June 27th with North Dakota Sweet Crude and Sweet Crude Orange on special. So join us for some fun this Tuesday on the Fargo Billiards patio for the Sweet Crude patio party beginning at 5 p.m. where we will broadcast primetime sports live from 6:30 to 8 p.m. just off 32nd Avenue South and 43rd Street South in Fargo.
Why work anywhere seasonally when you can work somewhere like Foltz Buildings? Foltz Buildings is a family-orientated business that treats you like one of their own. That's what you experience when you join the Foltz Building team in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. They're growing and looking for full-time, hard-working post-frame construction crews, offering a $1,500 sign-on bonus, great health insurance and incentives after 90 days, phenomenal profit-sharing, retirement, and more. Call Foltz Buildings for more information or apply online at foltzbuildings.com.
Dakota Valley Electric reminds you, as kids may be helping out on the farm, to take time and practice safety, as a farm-related accident can happen in an instant. Often that one decision will change the course of life forever. Make sure to look up, look out, and identify all power lines on the farm. Practice safety tips around the farm. Supporting child farm safety on the air because they care is Dakota Valley Electric in Milner and Edgeley, your touch-tone energy partners.
Welcome to WDAY Weather and Ag in Focus. I'm Bridgette Readel, joined by our crack meteorology team, Justin Storm and Chief Dean Wysocki. Folks, after all of that rain this weekend, just a reminder that Ellingson Drain, who is one of our Here We Grow sponsors, they would do a fairly good job with the water management. They'd be outstanding in having a plan for you, how to make sure those fields get drainage to them and things taken care of quickly, because one of our other sponsors, Peterson Farm Seeds, we don't want those seeds sitting in the ground in too wet of soil conditions, underwater, anything like that. So they can work very well together for you, just like they do for our project at Here We Grow. Our guest today is Anissa Hoffman. Anissa joins us from North Dakota State College of Science. Anissa, Connor is on line 1. He has a question for you. Go ahead, Connor.
Okay. Hi, my question is, what makes NDSCS special, and why would you recommend it over other 2- and 4-year agricultural programs?
That's a great question, and we do get that when we visit with students and their parents, and they want to know what makes us different. And one of the things that's interesting is the colleges in North Dakota in the ag area, we all work really well together, and we meet often to talk about our coursework and how we can help the students in North Dakota. From our perspective at NDSCS, it is the internship, it is the closeness of our program, the opportunities that we like to think that we bring for businesses and other ag influences to reach our students and our students to reach them. And it's as much hands-on as we can possibly do. Our Kozol Family Land Lab is something that other two-year colleges don't have the opportunity for, that 90 acres. And they, again, get to do a lot of the work in helping making decisions about what happens in that field and applying the knowledge back to our coursework. I think we've got a good group of faculty as well. Not that the other schools don't, but we feel really confident that in 2 years we can get students an opportunity to be successful in an ag career.
So, Connor, are you looking for a school? Should I get Anissa to call you later?
I was just wondering what the best option out there would be.
I'm so glad you called. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh. All right, so
I got a
Anissa,
question.
go ahead, Justin. I was going to say, Justin's got questions for you.
I had another email question come in here, and they were just wondering, does NDSCS, do they have any other schools that they collaborate with projects on, or they work with other schools or other, larger entities out there where they kind of have a combined program, or maybe not a program, but a project?
Well, we do several things that we try to interact with other colleges. Over the past few years, have had a soil health class, and I've worked with Abby Wick, as she was at NDSU in soil health, and trying to expose students to farmers and opportunities in which maybe some soil health content made sense. We also are involved with a multiple state college group called C2A3, which is Community Colleges for the Advancement of Agriculture. And on those, we have tried to collaborate on grants that would help support opportunities for students and producers to find out more about soil conservation and other topics. Like I said, with the other North Dakota colleges, we meet twice a year and talk about what's going on in the state of North Dakota and how we can improve agriculture opportunity for students and collaborate together in the sense of, if a student chooses to transfer from one college to another, how can we make that as seamless as possible? Because we see it as a North Dakota thing,
Mm-hmm. And I had another one here, another person wondering, are there any agriculture-related scholarships that students looking to join can get into their agriculture department that students can grab? They said they believe that the Cattlemen's Association said something that they do something like that. Do you guys as well?
We have many scholarships, both for incoming students as well as current students. We are fortunate in this last year, we in the ag department alone at NDSCS were able to award $80,000 in scholarships to students. Wow. And again, part of that went to first year incoming students and part to existing students. And part of our Kozol Family Land Lab that we farm, some of those proceeds are put right back into scholarships as well. We think that's an important piece.
I would completely agree.
Yeah.
And Bridgette, do you want to squeak one in, or I got another email question here? If you, okay, I'll grab that one quick then.
Yep. Go ahead.
Who's going to jump on it?
Justin, go ahead. I got one after you.
Okay. Another person wondering if you could talk a little bit about the meat processing program that's offered.
Yes, thank you for mentioning that. I realized that I had neglected to mention the meat processing and the ag business programs that we have. We have a 1-year meat processing program that we do actually in conjunction with NDSU. Students spend some time at NDSCS in Wahpeton in their first semester to get some coursework. and then they spend half the semester in the meat processing lab up at NDSU. They also do an internship in which they will go out and work with an existing food processor, meat processor, and are able to spend 8 weeks on an internship processing meat, knowing what the business does. And so after 9 months, they're ready to go to either maybe start their own business, work with someone. And in some cases, I think some of those folks are looking to pass the business on to someone.
And Anissa, can you tell us a story of maybe one of the most, boy, you hate to pinpoint a certain, but like the most successful individual that has come out of the program? Like, let's use an example. Like Justin used to sleep through all of his meteorology classes, yet he escaped there being one of the best meteorology students to ever graduate from his college. Is there anybody like that? What's the biggest success story that you can remember?
Wow, the biggest. That's going to be tough. There are a lot of students that I'm so proud of, that I see later after they've been out of school for a couple of years, a handful of years, and the amount of time that they have grown up and applied to their agriculture career. I think of Joe Berg as an example. He's a student of ours, and he was in agronomy, and he went on to work back at his hometown in Minot for a bit. And then now, if I remember, I think he was in New Salem running that elevator for a while, and continues to advance into that agronomic world. I've got many students that go back to the family farm and take their ideas and expand on what they're doing with their family. And it's just amazing to see them at Big Iron or elsewhere where they come up and have those conversations and tell you the things that they learned or wish they had paid attention more to, but now have spent the time to gain it even further. There's just too many students to name, and I hate to leave out too many, but I'm so proud of them.
That's awesome. It's good that you can't pinpoint just one. I mean, that's fantastic.
It is. Well, tell me, Anissa, something about NDSCS, the programs there that you've been able to be a part of. What about it brings you the most joy, or how could I say it? What you're most happy about being in this position that you are in with them?
The interesting thing about this whole teaching gig, no matter where you do it and how you do it, and some of it's formal in a classroom, some of it is not formal in a classroom, but it is about the students. They challenge you some days with their ideas and trying to figure out how what you're trying to share with them will fit. And so there are those days that maybe are a little bit trying, but there's so many good things about seeing them growing up, getting their wedding announcements later, watching them excel at what they do. Students are the reason I still do what I do. I'm very fortunate to have a great team of other teachers that I work with. And I mentioned Craig, Chandra, Oybeck, Michael, Kelsey, and there are others that have made this program really what it is. But it's being with these students and these faculty that really keep it special.
And it has been a great program to watch grow, because you really have. As we see other schools changing in their enrollment, I think enrollment at NDSCS has actually increased.
I think we've been doing quite well. I know in the agriculture department specifically, we have steadily increased over the last few years. That 2020 was a tough year to get past, and I wondered what would happen after that. But with our social situation in this world, but I think we've come a long ways, and we continue to see enrollment. I think we're going to be at one of our higher numbers, if not the highest, this next year, as we still take on some enrollment. And I, trying to pinpoint what to attribute to that to. I think a lot of it is that we've got family and friends that have attended this program, and when they talk to their younger siblings or their sons or daughters, cousins, it's, hey, you need to go there because you're going to gain something. And I really appreciate that.
And I know we've only got a couple minutes left, but Anissa, your farm management program for adults, because learning doesn't end just in your 20s. Do you want to just give a quick description of what that program is for folks who are listening? And then after that, how do I reach you via social media, etc.?
Okay, yeah, the adult farm management. I'm glad you said that about, learning doesn't stop for sure. And so when I've got kids just for 2 years at the college in Wahpeton, I'm hoping that they will take away the how to learn, what to learn, deciphering information. But our adult farm management program is geared towards existing producers who, for whatever reason, need a program, whether it's the bank telling them they need it or whatever. But it's designed to help them look at their practices, particularly the economic side of things, to evaluate their business and hopefully move forward, stay sound. So there's marketing programs, et cetera, that go along with that. And our two people, Michael and Kelsey, serve people all the way from down in this area, down in the Wahpeton area, up to Fargo to Oaks. They cover a lot of ground and probably reach some 120 producers. So it's a great way to continue learning.
That's awesome. And for all those learning opportunities, how will people find you, Anissa?
Oh, yes. They can find me at personally, Anissa.Hoffman at ndscs.edu. Our ndscs.edu/ag will take them to our website. And we also have our Twitter account, NDSCS ag, and they can find out what's going on. In fact, Bridgette, they probably might see a picture of you on
Yes.
that from our previous field day that you were able to come and attend with us.
I scored big. I'm on NDSCS Twitter page now. It's great. So,
and you can also see what our students are doing on that page, because their internships, we require them to post some social media.
It's very cool to watch. That's awesome. So thank you, Anissa Hoffman. We are so glad to visit with you from North Dakota State College of Science. We don't want to forget all the outstanding ag programs that we have going on here in the state of North Dakota. And also, let's take a quick check of the markets with American Ag Network. We'll be back right after that.
News Talk Radio 970 WDAY. Hi, meteorologist Justin Storm. Every afternoon, my forecasts let you know how the afternoon weather is going to go and that all-important ride home from work. In all 4 seasons, that's the reason you listen. Weather changes fast, and I'll give you the current conditions as well as what the evening will look like so you can make decisions on the plans you've made. Don't forget Weather and Ag Radio every day at 1 p.m. right here on WDAY.
Janae from the Coffee Club here to let you know the Hot Works Fitness Center is opening soon in Moorhead on Highway 10 East. A unique style of infrared fitness, great for not only weight loss, but improved circulation, muscle recovery, reducing inflammation, stress reduction, and detoxification. If you become a VIP member right now, it's only $10 to enroll and $44 a month. So save $15 a month and become a founding member of the Hot Works Fitness Center in Moorhead. Find Hot Works Moorhead on Facebook.
Boost your crop's health with Domark 230ME and Badge SC fungicide exclusively from Gowan, USA. Domark's systematic action teams up with Badge's outstanding mixing properties for unbeaten disease control on sugar beets, dried edible beans, and canola. Experience the power of 2 different modes of action with Domark and Badge. Don't wait. Contact your local ag retailer and ask about Domark 230ME and Badge SC. Always read and follow label directions from Gowan, USA.
Truck Talk is live at O'Kelly's Bar and Grill each Monday evening. Remember, happy hour is 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with $1 off wells and tall taps plus half-price apps. And right now, you can get Bush Light Pounders for just $5 each. So come to O'Kelly's for delicious apps like bruschetta, street tacos, wings, stuffed mushrooms, shrimp skewers, or bacon Brussels sprouts half-price weekdays 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Come for the apps and drink specials 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. and stay for Track Talk live at O'Kelly's each Monday. I-29 in Maine and Fargo.
Mixed activity in the markets on Monday. This is the American Ag Network of Jesse Allen with this market update. We're being joined now by Arlen Suderman, Chief Commodities Economist at StoneX. Arlen, as we take a look at this grain and oilseed trade, got a few different stories working here, weather, Russia-related news. What's your assessment of the grains here as we kick off the week?
Yeah, there's a lot of different factors working in this market to create some uncertainty. And we started off last week really putting a lot of risk premium into the market. We took a lot of it out toward the end of the week, going into the weekend with rains in the forecast. This is one of the first forecasts in a while that actually verified as it was. Now, that didn't mean that we solved the drought problem. We didn't, but it was a forecast that pretty much rained where it said it would and didn't rain where it said it wouldn't, and kind of gave some more confidence to what these forecasts say going forward finally. We did see a lot of early selling last night, farmer selling for those areas that did get rain, but then that quickly kind of dried up, if I could say that, as we started to realize there's a lot of areas that missed rains. And so we saw a general firmness come back to the corn market as we went through the night into today's session. A couple of other factors at play. First of all, the attempted coup attempt in Russia, destabilizing that area. That encouraged some more short covering in wheat to start things off this morning. Now that we're getting past that, things are calming down a little bit. Most of the strength that we've seen today in wheat has been that type of a short covering, not necessarily building new long positions. And I think to a great extent, that's what we're seeing across the board. The other factor is the quarterly stocks and planted acreage reports coming out from USDA on Friday. Soybean stocks are the tightest going into that report, so therefore the most vulnerable to a bullish surprise. And so perhaps getting out of some short positions there, just in case USDA has a surprise up their sleeve.
And that's Arlen Suderman of StoneX and the American Ag Network. I'm Jesse Allen.
Pucklet Chevrolet Buick GMC in Valley City makes it easy to find your next Chevrolet Buick GMC or pre-owned vehicle by offering a great selection at our best prices possible.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for rejoining us. 152 this afternoon. 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing Shoes phone number. If you want to call into the studio, get some questions asked, and we'll provide those answers. Or you can always utilize the studio inbox. That's weather or ag at flagfamily.com. And we're going to do a recap on one of our guests from a couple of weeks ago, or a week and a half ago. That was Tyler Melro from South Dakota Cattlemen's Foundation Gala, and they had their event coming up. And Bridgette, I believe that just passed, and you might have a little update for us on what happened down there in Sioux Falls over the weekend.
I got to go. Tyler was able to help me out, and so I attended Saturday night in Sioux Falls. And let me just tell you, when you walk into a room set for 2,000 people who are about to have a medium rare to medium ribeye steak, that's impressive to see. It was a great night. I was talking to the lady whose son won the 2024 Duramax pickup in the raffle.
Ooh.
They also, that was pretty cool. They awarded $15,000 in scholarships to students who were present. And after the banquet was all done, where we heard from current National Cattlemen's Beef Association president, who is Todd Wilkinson from DeSmet, South Dakota, followed by National Cattlemen's Beef Association Executive Director, who is Colin Woodall. They were both there to speak. Well, then it got better, because next door in the arena, we went to the Alabama concert. And during the concert, a check was presented from the South Dakota Cattlemen's Foundation to Feeding South Dakota, which is a lot like our Great Plains Food Bank. You guys want to guess the dollar number on that check that was presented? Just from that
50
night.
grand.
This is from a live auction, a silent auction, the ticket sales, everything.
I'm going to say $150,000.
$334,000 was given to their food bank. They have provided. This is their 10th gala event. They have provided somewhere in the neighborhood of 1.5 million pounds of beef to Feeding South Dakota, because that's where their dollars go, is to provide that protein, quality protein for those who need it most. So guys, it was a great experience. We were there for Alabama's 50th year of touring. Those guys are still fun. One of their cousin's daughters is their fiddle player, and she was fabulous. It was really good.
Sounds like a home run night. That's great. That's awesome.
It was great. It was really great. Glad I got to go down. So,
well, should we hit another topic here?
We certainly can.
Let's hit egg prices. Because
what's going on with eggs?
I noticed a little something when I went to the grocery store recently.
What did
Were eggs 47
notice,
cents
Ian?
again?
They were actually Justin, you're not far off. I saw eggs for 96 cents a dozen.
Did you have a coupon?
Nope. I know, I was kind of stunned by it. I'm like, no way. And then I saw in another grocery store, they were $1.39 a dozen. So prices they're coming down.
We are beating the national average, which is currently $2.66 a dozen. Now that is 14% down month on month, but year over year, that's only a 0.4% decline. So when you think about what all happened with bird flu euthanizing flocks, then the holiday baking, people starting their new diets, egg prices we knew were going to take a while to come back down. They are still a very reasonably priced source of protein, even through all of the inflation that we're seeing. So they're better, but it's kind of like when we went from $2 gas to $4 gas, and then we were all happy with $3 gas. Here we are with egg prices, guys. Yeah. That's where we stand.
Right. Hey, right on. So it's good to see they're finally coming down. And this one might be a little interesting for Dean, because Dean, you like football, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
You know who Josh Allen is?
Yes, I do.
He's got a farming
Could you tell
podcast, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. So Josh Allen, he plays football, is what I understand, right?
He's quarterback
here.
Uh-huh.
For the
now you're it's an AFC is it Cleveland? Justin?
No, I got it written down. So it's Justin, do you know it?
No.
It's the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo.
So he plays for the Bills.
That was my next guess. Yeah. Shoot.
Yes. So he is now on the Like a Farmer podcast and video series. And this is its pilot season. He is talking about his roots in raising cattle and citrus. He had a very big passion to share about the American farmer, and he wants to showcase more household names who are very familiar with what we know in pop culture, but how they interact with agriculture. And Josh Allen in the premiere says, the stuff I'm doing is hard, working out, keeping your body in shape, but it's not harder than moving an irrigation pipe in 115 degree temperatures. I don't think he's wrong.
Right.
So he's also going to talk about a new crop that he's growing on his farm that he calls a superfood. And I'm curious to see what that is. It might be milk.
Oh, it's
might be beef.
Superfood.
Just never know, right? So this could be kind of fun to see what he's talking about. But yes, Josh Allen.
I hope he's starting up just a huge avocado farm.
Only if I get my unfair share, because I will take him. Just saying.
It's negotiating you got to do with him. But should we do a quick rundown on the forecast, Dean? What are we looking like for the next 3-4 days?
Yeah, we're looking at just a few cumulus clouds popping up there this afternoon. Temperatures should reach a lower 80s, a light wind out of the north. Now, there is a chance for an isolated storm or two favoring the northern valley evening onward. Other than that, the night should be clear, and we'll drop off into the upper 50s again, so another good night to keep the windows open. And then tomorrow, we'll start off with sunshine, then turn July. So all in all, a pretty decent-looking forecast with about another half inch or so of rain throughout this week. So that'll do it for us here at Weather and Ag in Focus. I want to thank everybody for joining us this afternoon. Have a great afternoon. Get out and enjoy the weather. The Jay Thomas Show, that's coming up next.
AM 970 and FM 93.1, WDAY, Fargo, Moorhead, West Fargo.